Hello, and thank you for joining me tonight. I go by Lune, INNATE, and this is a distant Reiki session dedicated to stimulating self-love or love of self. When we truly love ourselves and our heart is open while still knowing when to say no and knowing when to detach, so being able to send love without necessarily becoming invested or opening up too much, to people who might not deserve it or situations or causes that might not be deserving. We also create this space of non-judgment, of deep resistance to criticism and things of that nature. So the heart is really this key point in us to bring our energy, in a sense, up to the higher chakras. So it's this sort of gateway, you can say, to be able to reach the higher chakras and become, more evolved, more compassionate, more fulfilled, led by our hearts, guided by our heart in that way. For whatever reason, it can be difficult to love yourself, whether this is past life stuff or you've been kind of programmed in some way to believe that you're not deserving, whether this is something you've imposed on yourself or has been imposed upon you. Just quickly to mention a few things before, I like to kind of give a little information prior, but for me, doing things that are good to me show myself that I love myself. And what I mean by that is, if you've been in a place of where it's difficult to love yourself, you might have this relationship with yourself which is disconnected in a sense. You could picture it as a twin or a sibling of sorts. And maybe you guys have not been so kind to one another, or, there's tension there. There's tension with this love of yourself. How we can express our love when it's hard to communicate that or have it be communicated and effectively sunken in, because we all know talk is cheap, right? And actions speak louder than words. So how are you treating yourself? Do something kind for you. Take care of your body, even if it's something small. Feed yourself well. Give yourself enough rest. Show yourself that there is a love and a care that you have for your essence and your primal needs to start with. Move up the ladder or the chakra ladder in a way, and be kind to yourself emotionally, or be accepting and validating of your own emotions. It's so important to validate your emotions and feel validated by others, but most certainly by yourself, or the most impactfully through yourself. So validate your feelings. I know I talk a lot about how feelings are very fleeting and, advising not to attach to them. So I do very much stick by that. But feelings come up for a reason, and they're meant to guide us. So having a validation is something that we can, once we do it, we can move on. It's much more easier to move on. So having that is very helpful for loving yourself. Another thing is to bring joy into your life. Do something for you that, or involve yourself in, which brings you joy. Moving to the solar plexus sort of area regarding love of self, give yourself confidence by taking credit for what you do, or feeling good in what you do and what you achieve. Give yourself compliments on it. We have this, this up and down kind of thing about the ego, and we don't want to feed the ego, but it's important to feel pride in what we do, and especially when we're on a path where we're trying to do better, or we want to be better, or we want to be kinder or more compassionate or more loving, or whatever the case may be, self-improvement. It's important to give yourself credit for all of that. It's what your soul is looking for. In the heart area, of course, with love of self, obviously, that's going to go in pretty well. But this is a place of just that non-judgment. So stop criticizing yourself. We want to just love yourself how you would your best friend or your child or your parent or your partner or anything that you or one that you love immensely, and don't judge. Typically, and this is kind of maybe won't resonate with everyone, but for me, maybe just because I am a mom and stuff, that mother parent relationship. Now, I had a really bad relationship with my mom for a long time, so I know that doesn't work for everyone. However, if you can picture yourself as a child, we've talked about this before, yourself as a child, that sweet spot of innocence and needing help, needing support, wanting to be understood, wanting not to be judged. If you can incorporate and understand that that's still you, like your body has grown, you have changed, you're aging, we're human, we live in time, I guess, most of us, I guess, and things, your body's going to change, but that's that soul that was always inside of you, and it's still the same. It's still learning, it's still growing, it's still having experiences, it's still evolving in its own way. So just because we've gotten older and we have gained experience and whatnot doesn't necessarily mean that we don't deserve that love of how we would love ourselves as a child. In your throat area, let's focus on, how do you talk about yourself or think about yourself? What are the words that you use? Like, being very mindful of bringing yourself up is really important when it comes to self-love. You can use affirmations, you can write a love note to yourself, or sing love letters, or sing love songs to yourself. Whatever works for you, but expressing the love that you have for yourself, particularly internally, but also externally as well. In the third eye area, we want to try to remove any of these negative things that come up when we think about ourselves, when we bring ourselves back to that place in time where we did something that we regret, or we felt so stupid, or just like, oh, I wish I could take it back, or crawl under a rock, and we replay those things, or even ones that haven't actually happened, but this is how we see ourselves, as being unworthy or non-deserving in some way. We want to remove that through this session and fill this space with beautiful thoughts and beautiful images. Doing so will fill this space that we're taking out, or that we're making rather, through this release, and fill it with these beautiful ideas and empowering images and empowering memories. And of course, the crown area, we are all one. We are part of some sort of collective, and no matter how you want to look at it, if you're, identify with the term God, we are all part of God. If you identify with the universe more, we are all part of the universe. We are all having our experiences, and though they might be separate right now, they're all part of this collective in a sense. So loving ourselves and balancing all of these areas and filling them with love, or having them work together to create this love of self, raises the collective consciousness and benefits all of us in one way or another. The stone I'd like to use, I only brought one stone actually with me for this session, but I have this really lovely rose quartz. It's like a puffy palm stone. I have a few of these that I got from a gem show recently, and it's just really beautiful. I have two of these that I use for myself, and I like to hold one in each hand, and when I'm really focusing on love, it's just such an incredible feeling. Rose quartz is so powerful for self-love and soothing, and it's just wonderful. I'll show off these little rose quartz earrings, which I absolutely love. I will leave the link to where I got them if you're interested. There's a small Instagram, or a small shop that I found on Instagram. So yeah, wearing rose quartz, carrying it in your pocket. This might be a little big for your pocket. It's actually kind of heavy, but having it on you, I think, is a really good way to go about bringing that love and compassion and all of that intention of what we're trying to create in this session and stimulate in some way into something tangible, which holds energy and works to keep your vibration matched with that of love. I'm going to be using this heart chakra tuning fork. as a means to just stimulate this heart area, the heart area. This is a balancing movement, this figure 8 type symbol. I have this clear quartz point, it's just a thin point, which I want to kind of focus on the third eye area, but my intention isn't solely for the third eye. If you enjoy visualizing and incorporating that into your sessions, you can picture like if it touches your head and I see the nervous system, I guess, but also like that it travels through the nervous system in this glowing, maybe like the color of this light that you can very clearly see going through you and just reaching all the areas of your body, all through your arms, just like how your circulatory system runs, but also in a way kind of similar to lightning. I mean, they do look very similar. So I'm going to put this on your third eye. Just kind of send energy into the space. It spreads in lightning bolts through your body to send love, like the purest, most compassionate and beautiful love through your system. It doesn't stop in the circulatory area. It affects then the cells, molecules, your blood, everything in your body. Awakening this ability to receive love, love others, and of course love yourself. Alright, so for the Reiki portion of this video, it's always good for you to set an intention as well. So let's say something along the lines, of course, whatever feels right to you. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I accept this Reiki session on behalf of my highest and greatest good to fill myself in every molecule and space and every area of my body, myself, my astral self, my subtle bodies, to fill with love and acceptance and peace and non-judgment for the good of all. And let's do something extra kind by asking this energy to be magnified and multiplied by 1,000,000 or 1,000,000,000 and send this healing to everyone in need of it at this time, should their higher self accept. So. Just sending this Reiki symbol to you, wherever you may be, into your aura, to affect you through space and time in this lifetime and the next and the ones before. And you can think about how different your life would be had you received this type of love at a different time in your life, and how different things would be now from that love. Connecting with spirit, removing karma, promises, beliefs of not being able to love yourself or being unworthy in any way. You're so worthy. You're so deserving, and you have so much love to share. Emotional support during this transition into love. It can be a bit overwhelming to feel this love for yourself come out of nowhere almost. It's kind of sad. It's beautiful, but mostly it's just gorgeous and fulfilling and relieving. Finally, to just increase this power and feel it all around you. We're going to cast your aura in this brilliant pink color, which you can see that I've tried to fill my space in as well. It's rich love and caring and compassion, all surrounding you like an egg. Just big pink cloud or mist or glow light, just completely covering you, almost like a deprivation tank, like a sensory deprivation tank. Not that it causes you not to feel, but it just envelops you and lets you have this experience. So for the Reiki, sending to you, wherever you may be, whether you're watching this or listening to it, coming in, place my hand on my heart and send it to you, filling your space with this gorgeous pink light. And fluffing the aura. To make it thicker and bigger and cozier. Go around into your back. Your shoulders, lower back, and place my hand on your heart. Just keep sending love to you. There's such a capacity of love within all of us. Tapping into it may feel awkward at first or sometimes, but once we do, it's just so lovely and really, I don't know how to put it into words, but makes things just shine. It makes things so much better. Just combing down your back, down your arms, down the side of your leg. Just smoothing out the aura over here. Just smoothing it out. hope that you found this session relaxing and that it provided some sort of service to you, whether it helped you sleep or you were able to tap into the Reiki and experience this love of self, and also the chakra balancing component to keep everything working with the same intention of bringing love into yourself and awareness of things that we might be doing or that we can do, which will, either removing something and bringing something in that supports our capacity to love ourselves and all the wonderful things that comes with that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm so grateful for all of my new subscribers. I got a lot of subscribers recently and I'm so close to 10,000, and I'm going to definitely have a giveaway, like a special giveaway for that. And I'm just so very excited. Like, double digits is a big deal for me, so I'm very, very grateful and happy for that. Patrons, I have to just continue to keep thanking you. I know you've gone out of your way to support me, and I'm so eternally grateful. You have been just a really a ray of light for me during this weird YouTube time and everything. So I appreciate it so very much. I hope that you know that. From the bottom of my heart, as always, namaste.